There are moments in football that fans never forget. Not because a goal was scored or a trophy was lifted, but because something happened that left everyone asking the same question. What if? One of those moments arrived during a dramatic World Cup group stage clash between Saudi Arabia and Uruguay. The match had already delivered tension, surprises, and outstanding performances. But it was the final seconds that became the biggest talking point. For most of the evening, Uruguay controlled possession. They pushed forward relentlessly, trying to break down a disciplined Saudi defense. The Green Falcons spent long periods defending deep, staying organized, and looking for opportunities to strike on the counterattack. As the game entered stoppage time, the score stood level at 1-1. Every player on the field knew that a single moment could decide the result. Uruguay continued to attack, committing more players forward in search of a winning goal. Saudi Arabia, meanwhile, remained patient and waited for the right opportunity to break. Then it happened. Deep into added time, Saudi Arabia won possession and immediately launched a fast counterattack. Several Saudi players sprinted into open space. Uruguay's defense was caught high up the field, leaving large gaps behind them. The attacking move looked dangerous. Fans inside the stadium began to rise from their seats. Supporters watching around the world sensed that something important might be about to unfold. But before the attack could reach its conclusion, the referee blew the final whistle. The match was over. No foul had been given. No offside flag had been raised. The referee simply decided that time had expired. Almost instantly, Saudi players reacted with frustration. Arms were raised. Questions were asked. Many felt that a promising opportunity had been cut short before it had the chance to develop. The game officially ended as a 1-1 draw, a result that, on paper, appeared respectable for both sides. Saudi Arabia's unexpected resistance. Before the match began, most football experts expected Uruguay to control proceedings. The South American side carried a rich football history, world-class talent, and a reputation for competing at the highest level of international football. Saudi Arabia entered the contest as underdogs. However, football has always been a sport where determination, discipline, and belief can challenge expectations. From the opening whistle, Saudi Arabia showed they had arrived with a clear plan. Rather than trying to dominate possession, they focused on defensive organization. The players stayed compact, closed passing lanes, and forced Uruguay to work hard for every opportunity. Uruguay enjoyed most of the ball during the first half. Their midfield controlled possession, and they attempted to stretch the Saudi defense with quick passing combinations and movement off the ball. Despite this pressure, Saudi Arabia remained composed. Every tackle, interception, and clearance boosted the team's confidence. The longer the match stayed level, the more belief began to grow among the Saudi players. Then came a moment that changed the atmosphere completely. Late in the first half, Saudi Arabia earned a corner kick. It appeared to be a routine set-piece situation, but football often rewards teams that stay alert during these moments. The ball was delivered into a crowded penalty area. After a scramble in front of goal, the Saudi attack reacted quickest, and the ball found its way into the net. Against the run of play, Saudi Arabia had taken the lead. The stadium erupted. Saudi supporters celebrated wildly, while Uruguay suddenly found themselves facing an unexpected challenge. Instead of comfortably controlling the match, they now had to chase the game. The goal transformed the contest. Saudi Arabia became even more determined defensively. Every player understood the importance of protecting the advantage. The team's shape remained. Uruguay's fight back. As the second half moved into its final stages, Uruguay knew time was running out. For much of the match, they had controlled possession and created opportunities, but Saudi Arabia still held the advantage. The South American side needed a response, and they needed it quickly. The coaching staff made important tactical adjustments. Fresh players were introduced to increase energy and creativity in attack. The pace of the game immediately changed. Uruguay began moving the ball faster. The passes became sharper. The attacks became more direct. Saudi Arabia, who had spent much of the evening defending, suddenly found themselves facing wave after wave of pressure. The Saudi goalkeeper continued to deliver an outstanding performance. He threw himself in front of shots, claimed dangerous crosses, and organized his defenders under immense pressure. Yet even the best defenses can only withstand so much. With around 10 minutes remaining, Uruguay finally found the breakthrough they had been searching for. A dangerous ball was sent into the penalty area. After a chaotic sequence inside the box, the ball fell kindly for a Uruguayan attacker, who reacted quickly and directed it into the net. The score was now 1-1. The stadium exploded with noise. Uruguay celebrated the equalizer as though they had won the match, while Saudi Arabia suddenly faced a new challenge. After defending their lead for so long, they now had to find the strength to finish the game without conceding again. The final minutes became incredibly intense. Both teams realized that a single mistake could decide everything. Uruguay sensed momentum was on their side. Encouraged by the equalizer, they pushed even harder for a winning goal. Midfielders moved higher up the pitch, defenders joined attacks, and every possession was treated as a potential match-winning opportunity. Saudi Arabia, meanwhile, refused to surrender. Despite their exhaustion, they continued track. The controversy that everyone discussed. Deep into stoppage time, the match appeared to be heading toward draw. Both teams were exhausted after more than 90 minutes of intense football. Uruguay had fought back from behind, while Saudi Arabia had defended bravely against constant pressure. Then came the moment that changed the conversation. Uruguay pushed forward with one final attack, committing several players into advanced positions. The move broke down, and Saudi Arabia quickly regained possession. Suddenly, open space appeared. Saudi players accelerated forward with pace and purpose. A dangerous counterattack was developing, and Uruguay's defense was caught out of position. For a brief moment, it looked as though Saudi Arabia might have one last chance to score a dramatic winner. The crowd reacted immediately. Supporters rose from their seats. Players sprinted into space. The opportunity was beginning to unfold. And then the referee blew the whistle. Full time. The attack ended before it could be completed. Instantly, confusion spread across the pitch. Saudi players looked frustrated, believing that a promising attacking move had been stopped at a crucial moment. Uruguay's players accepted the result, while fans around the world began debating the decision. The match officially finished 1-1. From a results perspective, both teams earned a point. Saudi Arabia had produced a disciplined performance against a strong opponent, while Uruguay avoided starting their campaign with a defeat. However, the final whistle quickly became the main talking point. Football supporters shared different opinions. Some argued that referees are responsible for ending matches when time has expired and that the official simply followed the rules. Others believed that when a team is moving into a clear attacking position, referees should allow the phase of play to finish before ending the game. The debate spread across social media, television program,